What's up, my man? How you doing, B?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I am chilling, and we wanted to come on here today. Usually, you guys know we like to bust balls, talk a lot of sports and wrestling and stuff. But we told you guys we'll discuss anything that needs discussing, and this is something that's absolutely affecting the entire country right now. Gas prices, grocery prices, inflation, and I think it's safe to say the bozo leading the charge. So tell me, B, I thought it was great when you recommended this topic to me.
Yeah.
So tell me where you want to start, man. What are you thinking?
Well, where else to think? But I mean, it's getting crazy with these prices are insane. I mean, around here right now, the average in the state in Mass is $4.44 a gallon. I paid $4.37 today myself.
Now, do you get? I forget what it like that. What is it? The 87, the lowest one?
No, I get mid.
Okay, because I was gonna say
I'm gonna be going to the lowest one though.
Yeah, I've thought about it. We actually do the premium,
That's the high.
Yeah, we've actually blown a couple engines in like 3 of our last cars. So
Probably why, yeah.
Our mechanic and the guy at the dealership was
Go
like,
plus.
He was like, go plus because you guys slack on your oil changes.
Yeah. But yeah, so the MAF's average right now is $4.44 a gallon. It's actually the national average is a little lower at $4.40 a gallon, which is 20 cents higher than it was last week. The national average within the next week is probably going to go to like $4.50 to $4.60 a gallon. It's insane, bro. It's never been like this. This is the highest it's ever been. Inflation is just through the roof. Everything is so expensive right now. It's unbelievable, and it's nuts. Actually, yesterday Biden was actually speaking, and somebody asked him if him or his administration would take responsibility for inflation, and he said
he's not going to take responsibility for anything.
Exactly. He said, I think our policies help and not hurt inflation. And he's right. He's absolutely right. He's right about that. His policies are helping to increase inflation.
Yeah,
it's not hurting. It's not hurting bringing it down.
It's helping increase inflation and pricing, like you're saying. And a lot of these energy moves and stuff are helping increase his kid's bank account, if you ask me.
All he wants to do is blame Putin.
Oh yeah, now it's Putin's fault. 5 months ago it was Trump's fault.
No, it's still now he's got a new word. It's ultra magnas.
What is that? Trump and Putin combined?
No,
something?
people, the people, the Trump supporters, the Republicans are ultra magnas. That's his new word.
You know what's crazy? It's even at the point where Bandcamp girl there, Saki, she's even leaving.
Well, no, she's being replaced. You know what I call her? Because she looks just like it? That's Peppermint Patty from Charlie Brown.
Yeah, see, I've had people say that before. Hang on, I'm shaking. And all I can think of when I see her is this one time at band camp.
No, she's Peppermint Patty, especially when she had a green shirt on one day.
Yeah, and it really is crazy. So this might actually, as you know, we went to Florida a few weeks ago, and it was actually pretty interesting to see like the different prices and everything on my way down. Now, you know me, I smoke a lot. Of course, I wanted to get the best price I could on cigarettes, but it was also interesting seeing gas. Now, almost everywhere I stopped, it was around the same price.
It's pretty much, unless you go to like California or New York, it's ridiculous.
So on the way down, I didn't stop in Georgia. On the way down, we stopped in Virginia, Baltimore, North Carolina, South Carolina, and I did not stop in Georgia on the way down. The price of cigarettes were about average at each place. Virginia was the cheapest. It was like $6.80 a pack. I bought a carton in North Carolina. Everybody told me it was going to be the cheapest there, and it was like $75 for a carton of Newports.
So that's $7.50 a pack. Still cheaper.
Yeah. But then on the way back, I didn't want to stop. We were all the way down south, and the wife and the kid wanted to stop after a couple hours. And I said, listen, I'm not stopping until I get out of Florida. I said, I want to blast through Florida, I want to get through the Carolinas, and that's it. So we get through Florida, I stop in Georgia, and I look up at the gas pump. Premium gas in Georgia, I paid $3.46 a gallon.
Yeah, that was also a month ago.
It was a month ago, but everywhere else, it was $1 more than that, $4.40, $4.50. And the cigarettes in Georgia, I got 15 packs of smokes for $78. They were like $4 and change a pack. I couldn't believe it.
Right now, so the national average is, Georgia's $3.83 a gallon right now.
So that's about right. It's gone up again the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's $3.83 a gallon.
Yeah. And it's no matter what, dude. It's like I went to go buy
Inflation is
hangers.
at 8.4% right
Yeah,
now, the
8.4.
highest in 40 years.
Even the little things, dude. I went to go buy hangers today because when I'm hanging my clothes, when they come out, when they come out of the wash, I don't have enough hangers.
Yeah.
Dude, a 6-pack of hangers was $5.
Yeah.
Like they had a few different ones to pick from. That was the cheapest one. Like it doesn't matter what you want right
Well,
now.
the
It's
dollar
expensive.
store is now $1.25.
Yeah, I saw that. There was a dollar store. Speaking of that, in Orlando, and it still says Dollar Tree.
No, this still says Dollar Tree too. But when you walk in, they got signs on the register. It's $1.25.
So they had a big sign hanging from the building that said everything $1.49 or less.
$1.49.
That's because that extra quarter, dude. In the tourist district, that extra quarter will make you $1 million for up.
No, here it's $1.25.
Right. I was talking about it in Orlando, and that was I figured because it's in that tourist strip. That's
Yeah,
why
probably it's a little more expensive.
But it's just crazy, dude. No matter what you want to get, like
Eggs
eggs
are up. I think 33%. Hamburgers up. Everything. Go in the grocery store. I went in the grocery store. I spent $100, and I literally left with like almost nothing.
So, and this is what I was thinking about earlier. So, Biden in all their stuff, everything that they're trying to do, they all ran on, we're going to tax the millionaires, right? So, I do home improvements for like my full-time job. You know that.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed with people who make money. Let me tell you that. People are still spending $50,000 on a metal roof. They're still spending $40,000 to put a house full of nice windows in their house.
Yeah.
You know what this? I guess you could call it.
No, you know what's causing this? It's not that. It's free. It's all the free.
Right.
It's what's causing it.
But the people that it's affecting, it's not the millionaires.
No.
Not all the people they said they were going to tax.
No.
It's the people that were living paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
They're paying even less on time now.
Yeah.
People that are making $50,000 a year are getting food stamps now.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford it. It's not the rich. Nothing's happened to the rich.
Exactly.
They're still spending plenty of money.
Exactly.
It's people like you and me who live paycheck to paycheck are struggling even more now.
Absolutely.
And it's absolutely ridiculous.
It's insane. And it's not getting any better.
No, it's not getting. It's getting worse.
And it's a blame game now. The guy can't take responsibility that he's done a terrible, terrible job. And when I listen to people in my own family that voted for this guy, and they still wanted to, Trump with Russia. Listen, that's already been proven it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Number one, take responsibility. The guy's a bum. You voted for him. He's terrible. He's awful for this country right now. And I'm not saying, Trump's going to come back in and fix everything. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying this guy is awful, horrible, and he's controlled by someone else. He don't even make his own decisions.
No, and they know he's only going to make it one term.
I think come the midterms, they're going to get destroyed in the House, in the House and the Senate.
Oh, yeah.
The red wave is coming, and then they're going to be able to do nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
And that's why they're trying to jam everything down.
And now that
Manchin,
Manchin, that the new, Manchin's again going against party with the abortion thing. The Democrat Joe Manchin from West Virginia.
Yeah, that's a whole.
He's not going to go on with the Democrats again on that. That guy's basically a Republican.
Yeah, I know. He's absolutely tired of it.
Because these people aren't Democrats anymore. They're so far left now. It's ridiculous. I mean, they're so far left right now. It's insane. And I don't think they should even call themselves Democrats. They should just say what they are: socialists.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
That's what they are.
It just hasn't stopped. I mean, and just so I saw something the other day. I was watching. Now they want to file something, or they already did file something. They have enough signatures on the petition that they want to submit it and try to get those oil pipelines up and the refineries pumping more oil in the United States.
He refuses.
I know he refuses. What, like, I don't.
That was his day one thing.
If
was
we
shutting
did that
down.
to begin with, gas would be back to $2 a gallon.
Listen,
like, why are we buying gas overseas?
Okay, go back to when Obama was in office, and everything that was said. Well, gas prices never coming down like that. And say what you want. Trump proved that you can. We have our own reserves. Prices don't need to be gouged. Oil companies are making a ton of money right now. They love this shit.
Yeah, they're all oil companies in other countries.
And you're begging OPEC to pump more oil. Like, come on, man. What are you doing for this country? You're hurting it. That's all you're doing is hurting it.
Yeah, I mean, it is really, really crazy. And it like I don't know when it is going to stop. I don't know if it ever is going to stop. But something needs to be done now because the rate that it's going, people like me and you, we're not going to be able to pay our rent in another year.
I have a mortgage, my friend.
Well, no, rent, mortgage.
And let me tell you right now, the prices right now for the average person, it's insane. And now you got a shortage for baby formula. You got a shortage? You got a shortage for baby formula?
Well, I saw one lady had to drive 8 hours because she couldn't get baby formula anywhere near her.
Yeah.
And even when they can only buy one can.
That's insane.
Yeah. So speaking of rent, I was talking to my mother the other day, and my mother lives in Forest Park. You know where she lives.
Yeah.
Her, my sister, my father, they have a 3-bedroom. It's her, it's my parents, my sister, and my niece, right?
Yeah.
They've been paying $1,050 a month for rent for the last 5 years.
Okay.
Comes with heat and hot water, right?
Yeah. That's actually cheap for Forest Park for a 3-bedroom.
Oh, just wait. So they get a knock on the door the other day, I guess, and this is like the 7th time in 5 years the buildings have been sold. Because I think they realize that they're shit apartments when they buy them, and they're not going to make
new landlords raising the rent
to $1,600, and it's taken away the heat and the hot water.
That's about what's the going rate over there.
Dude,
I would move if I were there.
Oh, she is moved. She's trying to move right now.
Come over this way.
So you know what I think?
Come over the bridge.
Here's the problem, right? So many more people are.
But you're not going to be cheaper over here. But you got a better neighborhood and a better place to live.
So here's the thing with this, right? And I was talking to my mom about this. You got so many people now applying for not just Section 8, subsidized housing.
Yeah.
So the rent's going to get paid no matter what. If it's not coming out of your pocket, someone's going to pay the rent, and the landlords know that.
Well, because with the housing and stuff, they pay like $100 of it. The tenant does.
Right, that's what I mean. And the state pays the rest.
Which they live in the city, you see. So that's where most of the housing is. Like over here where I live, there's not a lot of housing.
No.
So it's a really short list, and the people that have it don't give it up. So that's the whole reason.
So my sister lives in like a nice little condo complex. And they do subsidize too.
Go by your rent? I mean your income or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not. So right now, this is my other sister. My mom and my sister want to move into this condo complex where my other sister lives.
Yeah.
My sister's in there, and it goes by their income.
Yeah.
But my sister went to go fill. They're not looking to do it by income. Like they'll pay the flat rate rent. They don't care. They just want to get out of this dump that they're in. They're not going to pay $60.
I know where they are. It's terrible over there.
Oh, it's awful. And dude, there's 8 apartments in each building.
Yeah.
My mother's the only one in her building.
Is there 2 or 3 buildings there?
There's 2.
2 of them.
So there's 7 empty apartments in my mother's building. She's the only one in that one.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 people in the building next door.
Why don't they put them all in one building?
I have no idea, dude. They're probably not that bright. But that's what it is. So you got the state paying it.
Yeah.
The landlord raises the rent. The state just pays him more. It's not coming out of the tenant's pocket. So you got all.
They can only they can only go to what market value is. That's obviously market value.
Yeah, and market value's gone up. So I watched this.
They can't go over that. They can't exceed it.
Right. So I watched this. They had a thing about rent on Dateline the other night. The average rent in the United States has gone up 40%.
Absolutely.
In the last year.
Absolutely.
Which is, and it all goes back to COVID and people getting free money.
Yeah.
And people getting grants to live.
And that's another thing too with the inflation going the way it is. You're gonna pay it back, okay? When they were giving you this money,
it ain't free.
These stimulus checks and stuff, it was getting paid back.
Oh yeah, then I kept saying that.
Well, here was the thing. Trump gave the first one, and that was supposed to be it.
Yeah, that was it.
Then the Democrats, the socialists, whatever you want to call them, we got to give more. We got to give more. We got to give more. So they did. Then they did it again. They overdid it. Okay, it was supposed to be one time. You know why they kept doing it? Is
because they wanted people to like them.
No, these lockdowns. Trump would have never had these lockdowns that long.
He wouldn't have had them at all.
And what you did is you gave unemployment to people, and they were getting all this money. And do you blame them? They don't want to go back to work. Do you blame them?
I don't understand the extra $600 a month or a week either. It's like, that's great. You're going to give them unemployment. Give them unemployment. What are you giving them?
No, I don't mind when people get money. I'll never knock that. Okay, because people are underpaid anyways. Let's be honest.
Yeah, most people are underpaid.
But you gave them incentive to not work.
Oh, and that's still the problem now.
There's people hiring. You want to go get a job, you can get a job.
Yeah.
Okay, there's people hiring, but what person in their right mind, if you're going to get all this money to sit home, what the hell are you going to go to work for?
They are going to collect every week of that 30 weeks of unemployment.
And then he extended it, right? That's over with now. They don't do that anymore.
You don't get the extra. You just get your regular rate again now. But I don't think it's like easy to get either now.
Now, like I said, I own a house. It's a 2-family, so I have a renter.
Yeah.
And I'm fair to them. I mean,
when you told me what you charge them for rent, I was like, wow.
I'm fair to them, and
I think you're a little more than fair, but
because if you think about it,
you're really good to them, dude.
If you think about it, they had this memorandum, and I know people that own properties, and they got screwed because you couldn't evict them. They weren't paying, so now they owe them $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. They're never paying it. So when they lifted the moratorium on the not having a, you can't kick them out.
Yeah.
People just moved, and people got. So you still had to pay your mortgage, and you were eating that, and you didn't get no income. So now I'm not saying big property people that own a ton of property. That's one thing. I'm talking about a guy like me. Now, thank God it didn't happen to me.
Yeah, if somebody a
guy like me that you own a 2-family house,
you back a year, maybe even worse.
I wouldn't be able to afford. I wouldn't have been able to afford it to pay my mortgage. I wouldn't have been. I would have lost my house. Okay,
and they'd be able to just move out scot free.
Absolutely,
and you'd be stuck here with nothing really.
Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing at all.
I was just about to say something and I totally forgot.
Couldn't have been that important then.
No, you know me.
My grandmother used to always say that. If you forget
I think my grandmother used
couldn't
to
have been all that important anyways. Couldn't have been all that important if you couldn't remember it.
But it did, and it doesn't matter whether it's a bottle of soda or a gallon of gas.
Everything,
everything is just more expensive.
Everything is. Like I said, I went to the grocery store. I spent $100 and I got almost nothing. I mean, 2 days maybe worth of food. It's insane.
Yeah, it really is crazy.
It's insane. And like you said, and I know people that have, decent paying jobs. That they lived pretty good, for the last 10, 15 years. And like you said, and it don't matter if you make $50,000. These people are going to food stamps now because they can't afford anything.
Oh yeah.
They cannot afford anything. They've effectively killed the middle class.
Yeah.
And then to hear him talk about the middle class, like, certain, you know what, Joe, you don't care about the middle class.
He gives two shits about.
They don't care.
Class. No.
His kid's corrupt. They're all corrupt.
That kid's more corrupt. Let me tell
and
you
something. Here's the thing. And you want to talk
Donald Trump Jr.
You want to talk about impeaching a president? This guy is so what's the word I'm looking for?
Impeachable?
He's so not contempted. He's tainted. He knows all about this. He knew about it.
The big guy. But if Donald Trump Jr. lost a laptop like Hunter Biden did,
there would have been all hell.
Oh my God, hell would have froze over. They'd have tried to march that guy out of the White House in cuffs.
They'd have been all over.
Hunter Biden does it. What happens? Twitter buries it. Google buries it. Nobody wants you to see it.
It's like this. It's like this with them, with the left. Do as I say, but don't do as I do.
It's like you said something to me the other day. You never thought it could go more left. I don't think that hallway to the left ends. It can just keep going and going and going left.
No, I've never seen anything like it.
It is absolutely insane.
Well, listen, and it's like, to me, it's like these people want our country to fall. And if you say, the bad thing about it is if you say anything, you're the bad guy just because you spoke your mind. You can't speak your mind anymore.
And that's like me and you said, maybe we're not going to touch that stuff on the podcast, but today it was just like, whatever, we need to bring it up. It's ridiculous.
I had enough when I went and got gas.
Yeah.
I mean, when you put $30 worth of gas in your car and you barely touch a half a tank, $30 and I didn't even get a half a tank.
I think I said to you the other day, I put $10.50 in my car when I left my house and came over here.
Yeah.
It gave me, you got the digital thing. It tells you how much gas you got.
Yeah.
It gave me 56 miles to drive for $10.50.
Yeah, there you go. So you're getting about
2 years ago, I was putting $10 in, and
25 and a half miles a gallon.
200 miles for $10.
What?
Year and a half ago, I was getting 150, 200 miles for $10.
That's crazy.
It really is.
It's what it is. They want everyone to buy electric cars. First of all, you can't afford it.
Yeah, the middle class people can't afford.
The average person can't afford an electric car. That's number one. Number two, excuse me. Excuse me. Number two, do you see what happened in Texas a couple years ago when it got a little too cold?
Oh yeah, I remember.
The whole electric grid went down.
Yeah, and they all.
So here's number two. Here's number two. Our infrastructure is not ready for 50 or 100 million electric cars. Okay, think about that. Our grid can't support that. If we're getting cold and windstorms, then it can't support it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I do. I believe me, I get it. And plus, in some of these areas, it's like you're saying it'll fry out the car too. You fry out the electric grid, it's going to fry out the car.
And then I believe my buddy, who's a mechanic, said that the whole engine of the car is the battery. To replace that battery is like $10,000 to $15,000.
Oh yeah, they're wicked expensive. I remember. So my boss at one of the home improvement companies I worked for a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He bought a Tesla when they first came out, and he got the thing put in his home garage so he could charge it at home.
Yeah, no, that's another thing too. You got to buy the car.
$15,000.
You got to buy the car, and then you got to buy that too.
And I was like, "You paid how much?" And he was like, "Oh, well, I'd rather pay the $15,000 and charge my car at home than have to go park it at Costco and do it." And I was just like, "Wow, you're just."
How long does it take to charge the car?
I'm not even sure, but I mean, it can't be too long.
I see them in the grocery store. They got the charging things.
Yeah, they got them at
charging stations.
Stop and Shop in Costco over here.
They do over here at the grocery store by my house. I see people charging their Teslas and stuff. Now, I mean, those vehicles are crazy expensive. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, and some of those Teslas.
And there's some doctors that deny that, not doctors, like PhD guys that are in with the environment and stuff, and they said that we couldn't put enough stuff. And then you got AOC. She said it's all going to end by what? We got like 7 years left.
Oh God!
When she said it like 3 years ago, she said we had 12 years. Well, we got 8 years left.
Yeah, I really don't want to hear that girl's voice, man. I cannot stand her. She drives me nuts just as much as Joe Biden. It's like all I hear when AOC talks, all I can think of is like a girl in high school. Like, I'm so hot, look at me. Like, how did you get past the first round of voting? Like, how did you even get to the main race? Like, I don't get it.
What I don't understand is that where she represents, her district that she represents, Amazon was going to put 50,000 jobs there.
Yo.
And she purposely got it killed off and got reelected. What's that say about her district? What's that say about her district? Oh, 50,000 jobs? We don't need that. We want you, though. Come on.
Like,
you know what I mean? Come on.
I have family members that are so Democrat. Like, I want to see Trump in jail. Like,
oh, so do I. So do I.
I get it.
So do I.
You don't like Donald Trump. He was rude.
Yeah, yeah. He had mean tweets.
Things you didn't like.
Yeah, he had mean tweets.
He had mean tweets.
Yeah.
But what Donald Trump did, he cared for our country.
No. He did. No, he did.
This president cares about Russia.
You know what
cares
Donald?
About China.
You know what Donald
doesn't give two fucks about our country.
You know what Donald Trump did? He did what he said he was going to do.
He did.
Drain the swamp, and he exposed these people for what they are.
But they did it
because they all went so crazy and so nuts. They just exposed themselves.
They did.
That they're not. That they were never Democrats. They're just crazy people.
They didn't really. It got to the point they didn't really care what Trump exposed because they had everyone except Fox News burying everything.
Oh no! So, not only that. They made people hate this man so much.
Oh,
they vilified him so much. And the funny thing is that now, these same news outlets, they won't say boo about Joe Biden.
Oh, not at all.
Not a single word about Joe Biden. Nothing. Not a word about.
You know what the funny thing is too? As much as they vilified this man, he still had more votes than Joe Biden. He just lost in the electoral. Or it was really clear.
No,
he didn't have more votes. He was only behind him. It was
got the most votes ever.
Yeah, most votes ever.
Biden got the most votes ever.
Yeah, I know. Technically Trump did too, but Biden broke the record. They both would have broke the record if they finished with that. But Biden didn't beat him by many votes. And it was obvious. I don't like those electoral votes like the way it is.
Well, a lot of trickery, a lot of trickery. A lot of trickery went on. And the news don't talk about it. There's lawsuits that are won about counts and stuff. And they're never mentioning it, but it's all true.
No.
Listen, the whole thing happened, and the whole thing was set up for one thing: get him out of office. There's no doubt in my mind.
The whole thing. Everything that went down probably the last 6 months he was in office. It was all to get him out of office. You
go in to buy some liquor. You have to show an identification card. You go to buy cigarettes. If you look, you have to show an identification card.
Yeah.
Why does the left have a problem with people showing an identification card to vote?
Yeah, I don't understand.
If you're not pulling something tricky and some little trickery, why is it such a problem that people got to show an ID to vote?
Don't understand. You know what was actually really weird?
I don't listen. I vote and I don't have a problem showing my ID.
So when I went to vote for president, they were like, "You need an ID," and I said, "What do you mean?" And she pulled out her list, and the list had maybe 8 people highlighted on the page, maybe 30 people total.
Yeah.
And had 8 people highlighted, and I was one of the highlighted people.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a registered Republican?
I am.
That's why.
So come to find out, I had an expired ID at that point.
No good.
Right. So everybody whose
ID could have been in question,
see what I mean? You had to show the ID.
No, you see what I mean?
Because the Democrats with expired IDs didn't need to show them.
Because do as I say, not what I do. Yeah. You understand? Trickery, my friend.
Yeah.
Trickery.
None of the Democrats who had expired IDs.
They ain't fooling nobody.
And then
everybody's onto it now. They ain't fooling nobody.
There was a big thing.
They don't even try to fool you. They don't even try to hide it.
There was 2. They really don't try to hide it. There was 2. What do you call them? Like districts out Boston.
Yeah.
I guess for your vote to count, it has to be done with a marker. either a solid black or a solid blue marker. But there's two. It was on Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
Two areas out in Boston that are more Republican heavy.
Yeah.
They were handing out pencils, and the machine doesn't pick up penciled votes.
Yeah.
So they knew what they were doing. They were targeting those.
Is that the thing that every vote that they couldn't pick up just automatically went to Biden?
I don't know if it went to Biden.
I heard
but
something
I know
like
it
that.
didn't count.
I heard something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. But I heard
it's probably not true.
You
but
hear
it wouldn't surprise me.
you hear so much that you don't know what's true and what's not true.
You don't know what
that's
they
the thing.
do.
They
You
got
just-
so many people confused that you don't know what to believe and what not to believe. I mean, they vilify the people. Okay, last year these people, electric cars. Elon Musk was the best thing since sliced bread. Now he's no good because he bought Twitter and he wants free speech.
And
he wants free speech. He's no good. He's
he
this.
wants to
He's
let
that.
people say what they believe in.
He's no good. He's
Yeah.
this. He's that. He's another. Oh my
Never
god. He wants to bring apartheid back to South Africa.
Yeah.
Did you hear that one?
Yeah, never fucking ends with these
Unbelievable.
people.
Unbelievable.
But
And
it really is-
and all he said was, "I want free speech.
it.
Neither left nor right, just free speech."
he's the devil.
That reminds me of someone that they can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk, but they don't want no rebuttal. They don't want no one to argue with them. They don't want nobody to have a different opinion of it. No, it's this way. That's it.
This way, that's it.
No opinion. Your opinion don't matter anymore. And that's the problem. That is the problem with this world now. This country especially is that other people's opinions don't matter no more. It's like they're the ruling elite. The left is the ruling elite, and you're going to do as they say and only as they say. And if you say anything about it, they'll ruin you.
You're wrong.
They'll cancel
you're
you.
Wrong.
They'll cancel you and they'll ruin you.
It's just ridiculous, man. This whole fucking thing's crazy. I'd like to get back to everybody getting along, everybody being able to afford to live.
Listen.
But I don't think that's ever going to happen.
It should be this, whether you vote Democrat or you vote. This is the way it used to be. You can meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, that's how it should
There's
be.
no more meeting in the middle. There's no more
no.
crossing the lines. There's no more
You're
crossing the
either
aisle
way over there
or way over there.
Way over
There's
there.
nobody in the middle. I feel like I'm a little different because I kind of feel like I'm in the middle, but they push you the other way. But they get so crazy, I can't support some of these
Dude,
things.
the last year I've watched the news, 80% of it, I just sit there speechless because I can't believe what's coming out of these people's mouths.
If you twitch news channels and hear one thing on, say, CNN, and then go to Fox about the same subject, you will hear such different versions of it.
Oh, total 360.
That you don't even know what's going on. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What just happened here?
It's just for the fucking birds, man.
I mean, it is what it is, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy for the country. No. And think about this. I mean, think about the division and come 2024, Democrats are going to get beat. There is going to be so many problems in this country because people are going to go explode if they feel they're going to be oppressed by a Republican president.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just think about. I mean. Look at Florida with DeSantis. These people are crazy right now because he got.
I think he's actually going to be the.
You know what's funny? Okay.
I think it's going to be Trump DeSantis in 24.
I don't think so.
I do.
I don't think DeSantis will want to get on a ticket with him.
You don't
DeSantis,
think so?
He'll think 2028 go himself.
That's a good point too.
But let me tell you something right now. So, the left is all about these big corporations got to pay. They got to pay their fair share. They got to do this. They got to do that. Right? Always. That's what they say. Trump takes away Disney's tax break in Florida, and now it's.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
DeSantis. I'm sorry. Takes away the Disney tax break.
He's the devil.
No, poor Disney. Well, they're a big corporation. I thought it was the big corporation got to pay their fair share, but now because they were on your side, again, do as I say, not as I do. You understand?
And you'll be okay.
Do as I say, not as I do. If you're on the boat with them, it's smooth sailing.
Dude,
if you're not on the boat with them, you're going through a hurricane, my friend.
When I actually found out all the power Disney had, I was like, yeah, okay.
It's a good thing they took it away.
Yeah, that should have been taken away 20 years ago.
It was for 50 years.
Ago.
No, they did it for 55 years.
Do you know if me and you tried to build anything with electrical stuff, we'd have to get a permit. Disney got to build a whole goddamn power plant and didn't have to follow regulations, didn't have to pay.
They govern themselves.
Yeah,
they had their own judge.
I was just looking,
they had their own judges, their own police force, their own. So now here's the big thing. So the district around outside of Disney.
Yeah.
Supposedly, you'd have to look this up. So all the services,
like the buses and stuff.
Everything.
Yeah.
The police. Supposedly it was all Disney. So now that district has to get their own stuff through the state, which should have been that way from day one.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man. When I actually
where else in this country can you just say, well, no, I'm going to govern this myself? Okay, so
If
say my
you
street.
even
Say my
tried
street.
to
Say
do
my
that-
say my street. I'm gonna govern it myself. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have my own electric. I'm gonna have my own.
If you even tried to do that, they'd fucking hang you from the telephone pole.
So, how did they get that special treatment? Oh, because Walt Disney developed that land. Is that what it was? Is that what it was?
I'd like to see.
No, really. Was that what it was?
Yeah, I think there was something to do with that, and it probably has to do with them paying money.
Listen, the way
A lot
they
of money
charge.
probably went to a lot of people.
Listen, the way that they charge to get into that park and those parks.
A couple of them were
Number one,
$250
they should have
a
got
person.
no breaks.
None at all.
None. Zero.
Oh, and I guarantee you they get tax breaks like Amazon. I guarantee you Disney ain't paying taxes like that.
I don't think under DeSantis that ain't happening
Yeah,
no more.
not anymore. Sorry, party's over, Mickey.
You know what the problem with Florida is? The problem with Florida is going to be this. New York, New Jersey, it got so taxed so bad that all these people left New York, New Jersey, and moved into Florida.
Yeah,
You know what they're bringing with them? The Democrat votes. Remember that. They're going to ruin it.
Yeah, I never thought of that because Florida's tipped Bush for Trump.
They're moving from New York, New Jersey, these big heavy
That's a
blue
very
states.
good point.
They're going to tip Florida by all moving down there.
That's a really good point.
Absolutely. Think about it.
Yeah.
What do you think? They're going to move to Florida and change their vote?
No. I just never even really thought of it like that. But that's a very good point. It could tip it. Very well could tip it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So think about that.
But we know it's affecting everybody. And that's why we're going to give away some money. We're going to be doing one of our watchathons on May 29th for Double or Nothing. And I'm going to give away $100 right live on air. $100 Visa gift card. We'll mail it to you. All you have to do is subscribe to our channel. Subscribe. That's it. You're entered for a chance at $100. And we also have a giveaway right now for a $50 Visa gift card. So really, you subscribe to the channel. You're entered twice.
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell too, so you know when we're live.
Like this video.
Like the video.
And also, if you're out of the U.S., we will have another option,
PayPal.
right? That we can
PayPal
you $100 if you're out of the U.S. other than the gift card. So that's another thing that we do.
Yeah, and that's comment, guys. Comment in our videos. Let us know what topics you want to have us tackle. Me and B were talking. We're tired of tippy-toeing down the line and not upsetting people. We don't care who we piss off now. We're going to talk about
It's not about that I'm trying to piss anyone off. It's not about that at all.
It's just talking about what people
It's
want
life.
to hear, what they need
It's
to
life.
hear.
And I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. And if you don't want to hear it, then you just don't have to listen
If you
to
don't want
it.
to hear it, don't watch.
Click away.
Yeah.
Carry on to someone else.
Go to CNN.
There's someone else you can talk to. I mean, I'm neither or. I mean, I'm not far one way or far the other way. I'm right in the middle where I like to be. So I can navigate the terrain, you know?
Navigate the terrain.
But I tell you what, it's getting a lot harder to navigate through anything nowadays because
Oh, it really is.
because things are just so out of whack, so crazy. And you don't think it can get worse, and then you wake up the next day and you hear something new.
Yeah, and I mean, if we could actually if our president even cared a little bit about us, like stop. I get there's a war going on in Ukraine, but he is so concerned with every other country right now except his.
Well, that's another thing too. I mean, he's talking about the Ukraine border and getting it. What about our border?
Well, look at the fucking southern border is getting taken over by 200,000 people a month. I mean, they're just lollygagging in. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's insane. And you know, if you go back to, you can go back to Clinton, Bush, Obama. All of
How about
them.
this?
No, they all had one thing in common. Listen to me. They all, you know what they had in common?
What?
They all said we need to secure our southern border.
So that's what I was about
Until
to say.
Trump did it, now it's a problem.
So back in, you can see it. It's on YouTube. Back in 2002, I think it was, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, they all stood up in front of Congress and said, yes, the southern border is a huge threat and we need a better wall. We need a wall that's going to keep the drug dealers, rapists, and murderers out. We need a wall built.
They don't care because to them,
10 years later, the guy's fucking committing the most biggest sin you could commit by wanting to build a wall. I don't get it.
Can I tell you something? To them, they don't care because what they want to do is get these people in here. They want to give them free to buy their Democratic vote. Their leftist votes. That's all
exactly
they want.
what it is
That's
now.
all they want, my friend. That's all they want. Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
But let me
now.
tell you something. Another thing right now. I know a lot of people that immigrated to this country the legal way, and let me tell you something right now. I don't know one of them that says, "Oh, Biden." No, not at all. They go more the other way.
Dude, my wife.
They want security. They don't want to defund the police. They want security. They want to raise their family right. They don't want people shooting at you at every corner. They don't want any of that.
Like I was talking to my wife's mother about this. My wife was born in Peru.
Yeah.
So was my wife's mother. My wife's father was born here. Met them when he went over there. But I was talking to her about it. She didn't really care for what I was saying. And I said, let me ask you a question. When you guys came over here, did you just sneak over? She said, of course not. We filled out the documents. We did what we were supposed to do.
No,
I said, why?
Let me ask you a question. Was her father American?
Yeah.
So she had an easy way. I don't know about her mother, but
her mother is Peruvian.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But
right.
Because of her father, it wasn't hard for her to get citizenship.
Right, but she was born in Peru.
Yeah, but still, it wasn't hard for her, right?
So I asked her mother, I said, did you just sneak into the country? She said, no. I said, well, what'd you do? She said, we went and got the documents. We did everything the right way. I said, why did you do it that way? She said, well, because it's the legal way to do it. I said, so let me ask you a question. What makes it okay for these guys sneaking over the border now? I said, they're not doing it the right way. Why is it okay for them? And she really didn't have an answer for me.
And, here's another thing. Come, like, when the Vietnamese came, it's because of a war. So they were escaping a war, right?
Yeah.
A lot of, when the USSR collapsed, a lot of people were escaping, the USSR and communism and this and that. These people coming over the southern border, they're coming here basically just to get money.
Yeah, some of them are coming over here and making a killing.
They're coming to get money. Because, economic situation. And the funny thing is, too, and I want to say this, I can't stress this enough. These people coming over that border are not Mexicans. They're from El Salvador. They're from Guatemala. They're not Mexicans.
Mexicans don't want to come here.
That border has been the way it is for 200 years. And the Mexicans, they've come and gone all the time. Yeah, they were never the problem.
They just stroll over.
No, they were never.
Go back
no, they would work and they go back. I lived in San Diego. Believe me, that border was a common thing. But these people are going through Mexico, which Trump had the right idea that Mexico has to work with us about that, stemming that. If you look at the Mexican border, their southern border, okay? Take a look at that. Look at the fences they got up.
So, do you remember like 2 years ago when the caravan started down in like...
No, that was another fear factor. There's 500,000 people coming.
Sorry, it was a fear factor. But check this out, right? I asked, my kid was seven years old then.
Yeah.
Right? And he was like, I was watching TV and he was like...
We love you too.
Hey, thanks, Mass Music and Gaming. So my kid was like, what are all those people doing? Why are they walking here? And I said, well, they're walking here to just walk into our country. And he was like, why? I was like, I don't know. They don't want to live where they're from. And I was like, do you think we should let them in? And he was like, no. And I was like, why not? He was like, well, they're not from here, and we don't know who they are. They could be killers. Now, that's logic from a 7-year-old.
He's got more logic than the people running the country right now.
But, no, seriously, it is crazy, though. It blew my mind that he said that. And I was like, yeah, you're a pretty smart kid. But we really don't know. And then look, there's been like 2 or 3 times now where they've let terrorists over, convicted rape and murderers.
Oh yeah, who are they vetting? Yeah, the vetting system.
Like,
yeah,
is this really worth it?
Listen, I don't have a problem. Listen, this country was founded on immigrants.
Yeah,
I never have a problem with immigrants coming to this country.
Just do it the right way.
My family were immigrants. Your family were immigrants at one point. My family came here in the early 20th century, and they came here legally.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to do things. Like, you do it the right way. I don't have a fucking problem with it.
You can't just let everybody in. It's insane.
Just for votes? No, you can't do it just for votes.
It's insane. And then you got some people that have been thrown out of the country 5, 6, 7, 8 times for heinous crimes, and they're getting back and getting caught again. They shouldn't be back here.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't.
That's
be back
why
here whatsoever.
No, this is just me. But say there's a guy that comes over the border, and he got caught a bunch of times, and you send him back to his country. We'll say country A, right?
Yeah.
We'll call it country A because I don't want to name any countries.
Okay.
Now we'll catch this guy again. Now this is what you do. You tell country A, we're sending them back to you. You better do something. Lock him up because if he comes back now, if we have political ties with that country where we give them anything, we're giving you nothing.
Yeah, we're going to sanction
if these people keep trying to come back here. We're giving you nothing because you're not handling your end of the bargain.
There's a lot of country A, B, C's, and D's that get a shit ton of money from our country every year. Doesn't fail.
What does that say?
She's saying, my kid's so smart, it's because of her.
You're probably right.
Right.
You're probably right. I'm gonna agree with you on that.
But it's like look what Trump did. He stopped that. He stopped the money to Mexico. He told them straight up, "I'm gonna stop giving you the."
Guess who
wanted to play ball then?
If you're not helping the fact, like I said, if a guy's been here 3, 4, 5 times and he's committing crimes, and we keep sending him back to
couple
country,
armed robberies,
to
a
country,
raid.
whatever,
Yeah.
whatever, it doesn't matter. And we keep sending them back to country A. Now, if we're giving country A any type of aid, then we need to tell them we're not going to give you anything because you're not helping us with this problem we have.
No.
This is part of your problem too, because we're sending them back to you.
Finito.
And I know for a fact there's some countries, and I'm not going to name countries again, where people get sent back to that we deport out of here, and as soon as the plane lands, they walk off and walk free.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah,
they walk off free. They're not detained,
no.
or nothing in their country. That's it.
Yeah,
You commit. You know what they say?
Nice try.
No, you know what they say? Your country turned them into criminals.
Oh yeah.
That's what they say.
Right away.
Your country turned them into criminals. Well, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, the United States has never been perfect. No one is perfect.
No one's perfect. No one's perfect.
I know people in my family alone that come to this country with nothing. And through hard work and through trying and the opportunities they were given, they made something of themselves, okay?
Yeah.
And that's there's no other country in the world you're going to go to that you're going to get the opportunities you get here. None. There's nothing. I don't care where you go, okay? I got family in Italy. You ain't going to do it there. I got family in Argentina. You definitely ain't going to do it there, okay? Your wife's from another country. You can't do it there either.
No.
You don't get these opportunities. So when you got people so far left now that want to hurt our country and want to change our country and turn our country into
from the inside.
From the inside. And think about this. Think about the Roman Empire. You think about the Ottoman Empire. Think about great empires through the history of the world. They all fell from the inside. Corruption from the inside.
Very true.
They've all fell from the inside.
Very true.
Okay? I don't care if it's Babylon. I don't care what it was. Rome. They all fell from the inside. Infighting. Civil wars is what killed the Roman Empire. Okay? The Western Roman Empire. Then the Greeks carried it on for another 1,000 years. And then guess what happened to them too? Civil wars weakened them. Until Americans come together and realize that we're one people, we're Americans, this is a big problem. This division thing, it has to stop because we're all, I don't care if you're red, white, black, brown, green, purple, it don't matter to me. We're all one thing. We're all Americans. We need to start acting like Americans, start standing up like Americans, and loving this country. That's what we need to do.
100%. I agree with you 100%, and I'm glad we had this episode and talked about this. You got anything else?
No, I'm good for now. I got all my venting out.
Yeah, I feel good too. I feel like I got some steam out. And remember, guys, like the YouTube page, subscribe to it,
hit the bell,
share it on your Facebook, and you will get a second entry for the $100 giveaway. All you got to do, just subscribe to the page, and you have a chance to win $100. Like I said, we want to help some of you guys out. Maybe down the road we'll do like 5 giveaways on a live stream instead of one $100 one. We'll do like 5 $20 ones or something. But I wanted to do a big one for you guys. So May 29th, we're going to give it away live on live stream during Double or Nothing. $100 Visa gift card. We'll give it away right before the main event title fight. And other than that, we'll have some more content dropping later this week. I appreciate you guys who tuned in and watched this one.
And always remember, love each other. We're all one people. Love each other. We all bleed red. Stop the hate. It ain't no need to hate each other. No need to divide from each other. Just love each other.
You got it, guys. Thanks, B. I like that.